know what, when it comes to bronzer and foundation, if you're not blending it into your literal scalp, I just don't know how to talk to you. I'm sorry. Hello, welcome to my video. If you're from my Instagram, I love you. If you're not from my Instagram, love you all the same. So today we're going to be doing this look. It sort of reminds me of circa 2016 Tumblr makeup. You remember Tumblr? I used to love Tumblr. So naturally, I love this look too, although I would have loved to add a little bit of highlighter because I didn't add any today. But you know what? This is a cute moment too. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So for whatever reason, today I'm feeling quite dramatic. And so I want to do a really dark eye, a really dark lip. Well, you know what? It's not for whatever reason, actually. I'm pretty sure because lately I've been posting really like pink, springy looks up on my Instagram. Follow me on there, by the way. And so they've all kind of been looking the same way, pretty much. I'll pop some pictures up on the screen so you can see. And now I think I just want to do the direct opposite. So as I do with most of my looks, I'm going to be using 3 colors, and today those are going to be browns. So a dark brown, a medium brown, and a light brown. And I'm dipping my brush in the darkest brown, and I'm starting out with that. I'm using the E36 blending brush by Sigma to blend this into my crease and on the outer corner of my eye as well. So since my eye shape is a little bit droopy, I'm gonna show you how I blend out the outer corner of my eyeshadow so that my eye doesn't sag as much. So normally I want the outer corner of my eyeshadow to end right around here, which is the very edge of my eye, but that's not where I'm gonna place the eyeshadow, because if I were to place the eyeshadow right there and then start blending it out, it would end up being right around here, and then that would give me the more droopy effect, and that's not what I'm looking for. So I'm going to place the eyeshadow right around here, and then I'm going to start blending it towards the middle of my eye. And then once I've blended out most of the pigment, that's when I'm actually going to circle back and I'm going to blend backwards and blend that into the edge of my eye. So my blending started right around here, but it's actually going to finish right here, and it's already blended, so I really don't have anything to worry about. So that's a cute little tip that I personally like doing. I'm just blending inwards and then going back to the very edge of my eye with whatever's left over on my brush. Now I do that until I'm satisfied with the shape of the eye look. Now the intensity of the eyeshadow is important to me as well, but it's not that important because I can always add a little bit more pigment in later. So the shape is really what I'm looking for right here. So now I'm using my medium brown and the 50-50 method to blend out that darkest color. Now, if you don't know, the 50-50 method is where you place half of your brush on bare skin where you still have no eyeshadow and half of it on the shade that you've already applied. So that really gives you a nice seamless little blend. And when I'm blending the outer corner with a different shade, I usually start from the middle and then work my way out to the outer corner with whatever is left on the brush to make it look really smooth. I'm gonna say something controversial yet brave. If somebody told me you can only use one eyeshadow brush for the rest of your entire life, I'd for sure pick this brush because, ma'am, what can't this brush do? Except maybe act as a flat brush. But you know what? If I only had to use one brush for the rest of my life, it'd be this one, and then I use my finger as a flat brush, and that's it. Now I'm using the 3rd shade, and again, the 50-50 method, and blending that out really nicely. Now I'm going back in and reapplying those colors to strengthen them in the opposite order that I applied them in originally. Okay, so since this isn't turning out as dark as I really want it to be, I'm adding just a little bit of black eyeshadow in the very outer corner very lightly, because black eyeshadow can either cover up a multitude of sins or uncover them. So I'm not trying to look very scary.
Give it up, Deelishis. You look like a man.
Okay, sometimes you just gotta tell yourself, put the brush down, girl, because you're not trying to cosplay as Venom, okay? So today I'm going for an all matte look. Shocking. And my goal really isn't to create a cut crease. I just want to create sort of a soft cut. And I'm just going to use the brush that I put my eyeshadow base on with and tap slightly on my lid, just so we can not really remove any color that sort of got there by accident, but that we can sort of just softly blur it. Okay, that's the goal. Now that that's done, I'm taking a eyeshadow, a matte shadow that is roughly the color of my skin, a little bit lighter, but not necessarily a white, and I'm applying that on the lid wherever we just applied the rest of that eyeshadow base that we had on. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a wing or not, so I'm just gonna start from the middle and see how I feel. So normally I sketch out the shape and then I fill it in, but right now I'm filling it in as I go, and I've decided I'm gonna do a little baby winged liner. Listen, I just think it's funny how on the one day that I say I'm not gonna use any highlighter and I'm gonna keep it completely matte, my camera decides to go peace and just turn off, shut off completely. Barely got it to work now, so it's even a question if you're gonna be seeing this video, but what I did since the last time you saw me is basically my whole foundation routine and my concealer, and I just set my concealer. So now we're on to contouring and blush, which, as I said, all of it is going to be matte, so that's going to be an experience in and of itself. To be honest, you didn't miss that much. I think I made my usual standard comment that I look like a naked mole rat, which, you know, true. But other than that, I was talking about Drag Race, as I normally do, and, you know, whatever, let's move on. So I'm just applying some bronzer right now to the usual spots. I love how last week's video, you can watch it right here, was a nightmare to edit, and this one is a nightmare to film. So you know what? Balance. Yeah, that's what I call that. Also love how I'm going to IKEA after this, so that just further proves that women don't do their makeup to please anybody else or for anybody else. We literally do it just because we want to. Like, I'll fully have episodes where I do this like at 3 in the morning too, like for no reason. Okay, so we're gonna sculpt the chins a little bit, but you know what? I'm not a miracle worker, girl. Oh no. Not me having to use an eyeshadow as a blush girl because I don't own any matte blushes. Is this true? So as it turns out, I don't really own any matte blushes, so I'm just gonna use an eyeshadow, and I'm using this like red, brick red shade, because that's what I feel like today. Now this could be a disaster. Oh, okay, I put too much on. Okay, I get it. Wait, let me... Oh, okay. Right, okay, got it. I don't know why whenever I dip my brush into whatever I dip my brush into, I'm surprised that it actually comes out pigmented. Because the gag is, I buy all of my stuff, so I want it to be pigmented, and I'm buying it for that reason. But then when it actually comes out pigmented, I'm like a little ready pinky, but I'm not mad at it. And you know what? I'm not even that mad that it's matte. I would love a little bit of glow right now, but too bad, so sad. Maybe I'll just add a little bit of blush right here as well. What do we think? I never really do that, but I know some people do. I'll just sort of stipple it on there. You know what? That was a mistake. I now look like a carrot, like a boiled carrot. So I want to do sort of a 90s lip. So for that, I'm going to use a brown lip liner, a nude lip liner, and a really, really light nude lipstick. Obviously, all of it is going to be matte. You know what? In hindsight, I think I should have sharpened this pencil, because now I look like I have a Nesquik mustache, girl. You know what it is. Sometimes you know what it is that you're supposed to do is, but you just don't feel like it. So that's the story of my lips today. So now that I look crazy, I'm just gonna use the nude lip liner to sort of blend out the edges of that harsh brown. I'm also filling in the edges of my lips with that nude. Also, sometimes you overline your lips because you want to look like Kylie Jenner, but you end up looking like a very generic off-brand blow-up doll. So don't do what I did. So all that's left is mascara, and I'm done. So this is it. This is the finished look. So the eyes are a little 2016, the lips are a little 90s, but I really like it. Let me know what you think of it down in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching. Please also consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!